Hey everyone, Poindexter here. We're going to be flying our first missions of a new month today. The Luftwaffe is growing in strength, and we're going to be focusing on them this week. So, let's get started. We receive our weekly allotment of 15 SO points, but we still have a U-boat prowling around out there, so we remove 3 points, for a total of 12. We carry over our 4 SO points from last week for a final total of 16. We're going to use 12 of our SO points to purchase a new B-17 group, the 301st, who enter the game at the recruit level. We have the beginnings of a formidable bomber force. We have enough groups to fly 2 missions at full strength, depending on the target requirements, and this week we're going to do just that. Looking at our notes from last month, we have destroyed 3 of the 10 airfield points required in the campaign. Referring to our current airfield targets, we noticed that taking out 2 airfields, no matter which 2, will give us the 10 points we need. Also, as the Bandit Disrupted counter is currently located in space number 4, destroying 7 or 8 more points will wipe 2 squadrons from the map. All of our current airfield targets allow a maximum of 3 bombers, so we'll send 3 bombers to each airfield. We'll start with Airfield 14 in Florennes, Belgium. It's the furthest airfield from our base, but it's the only airfield that takes the fewest hits to destroy, 12 in this case. This mission will be made up of 3 B-17 groups. We'll choose the 92nd, 91st, and our new recruits, the 301st, and we'll have the 4th fighter group fly escort. We'll arm all bombers with M30s and plot our course on the strategic map. As before, we'll head straight to the target and back. We could run into a squadron of bandits over the target, but our fighter escort should be enough to take care of them. We roll for the Luftwaffe response, and we roll a 4, modified to 2, which is a poor response. Our groups form up over England, and we draw an event card. We draw Follower, increasing the Luftwaffe response level by 1, in this case to average. Fortunately, this doesn't affect the overall response for this mission, as there will still be only 1 squadron intercepting us. Our groups cross the French coast and head to Belgium. The Luftwaffe is alerted, and we draw 1 random bandit counter. An FW-190 bandit rises to meet us. This bandit will attack for 2 turns and has a durability of 1. As this is the only bandit attacking, our Spitfire escort will engage it. We play our Out of the Sun tactic, which allows us to attack first with a +3 modifier. The 4th fighter group attacks with a +2 air-to-air modifier. We add +3 for the Out of the Sun tactic and add the FW-190's durability of 1, for a final result of +4. A modified roll of 10 will destroy the bandit. The Spitfires dive in for the attack, and we roll a 6, just enough to destroy the FW-190. The 4th fighter group receives 1 experience point. We move the Bandit Disrupted counter to 5, and as a result, we remove 1 squadron from the strategic map. As our group was in Hex 13 when the Bandit was destroyed, we remove the squadron counter from that hex. Our victorious Spitfires reached their range limit and turned back for England. Our groups began their bomb runs. The 92nd Group flies through a flak barrage, a single dice roll that hits on a 6 or greater. And we roll a 6 modified to 5 for B-17 durability, a near miss. The 92nd Group has a -1 air-to-ground modifier. We add +2 for the target and +2 for the M30s for a final modifier of +3. The 92nd salvo their bombs. Two bombs strike the target, and the airfield takes 3 hits, 1 from a modified 9, 2 from a modified 10, and a miss from a modified 6. Next up is the 91st. We roll for flak, and we roll a 2, modified to 1. No hits are scored. The 91st bombs with a +2 for the target and a +2 for the M30s for a final total of +4. The 91st calls bombs away. All 3 bombs hit. 4 hits are scored against the airfield, 1 on a modified 8, 2 on a modified 11, and 1 on a modified 9. We'll need 5 more damage points to destroy the airfield, and it will be up to the recruits of the 301st to make it happen. The 301st runs through the flak barrage, and we roll a 6 modified to 5, another near miss. The 301st has a -1 modifier. We add +2 for the target and +2 for the M30s for a final result of +3. Fingers crossed, the 301st drops her bombs. It's not enough. 2 bombs hit, adding 4 points of damage to the airfield, 2 on a modified 13, 2 on a modified 10, and a miss on a modified 7. With a total of 11 hits, the airfield is heavily damaged, but not destroyed. We missed destroying the target by 1 single bomb point. Our groups turn for home, and we draw an event card. We draw decreased Luftwaffe activity. The event has no effect for the rest of our mission, and we ignore it. And our bombers make it back to England once again. Airfield 14 took heavy damage, so we replace the numbered damage markers with a heavy damage marker and place it back into the target row. We may not have destroyed the airfield, but we were successful in removing 1 Luftwaffe squadron from the map, thanks to a successful Spitfire intercept. Our groups receive 1 experience point for the mission, and 1 point is all that's needed to promote the 92nd Group to average. For our second mission, we'll be bombing Airfield 16 in Amsterdam, in Hex 12. This is a riskier mission, as our bomber groups will be flying into Luftwaffe airspace without fighter escort. But the destruction of this airfield will give us 4 victory points, so we'll take the risk. The target will have heavier flak protecting it, 2 dice rolls that hit on a 7 or greater, and will need to cause 13 hits on the airfield to destroy it, which is a little higher than other airfield targets. For that reason, we're going to give the 93rd Group a respite from bombing U-boats and use their larger bomb-carrying capacity to our advantage. The 305th and the 97th Groups will round out our attack force, and will arm all the groups with M30 bombs. We'll place our mission counters on the map, along with our group counters. We roll for the Luftwaffe response, and we roll an 8, modified to 6 for an average response. Fortunately, the average response will only allow the single squadron in Hex 12 to intercept our force. bombers form up over England, and we draw the event card Fighter Miscommunication. Since we have no fighter escort, we ignore the event. The bombers head out over the North Sea and make their turn for Amsterdam. One Luftwaffe airfield is activated, and we draw one bandit counter. One Bf-109 squadron will attack our force for 2 turns. To determine which bomber group the 109 will attack, we roll 1 dice and refer to the results in the box just behind the last bomber in our formation. We roll the die, and the result is a 6. The 109 will attack the 2nd bomber group, which is the 305th. Fortunately, the 305th has LeMay's suppress tactic, and we will use it on the 109's first attack run. Suppression gives a -2 modifier to all bandit attack rolls against this group for 1 turn. The 305th has a slow attack rating, so the bandit will attack first. The 109 fires and misses on a roll of 3, modified to a 1 after using LeMay's suppression. The 305th prepare to return fire. The group has a +2 air-to-air modifier, and the 109 has a 0 durability for a final modifier of +2. The 305th fires away, and the roll is an 8, modified to 10, and the 109 is destroyed. The 305th receives 1 experience point, and we move the bandit's disrupted marker to 1. We flip the squadron marker to its rearming side, with the number 1 at the top. Our groups arrive over the airfield, and the 93rd flies through a flak barrage. And the group makes it through unscathed on a roll of 4 and 2. The 93rd has a -1 modifier. We add 2 for the target and 2 more for the M30s, for an overall +3 modifier. The 93rd drops her 4 bombs. And it's a poor result. Only 1 bomb hits on a modified 11 for 2 points of damage. The chances of us destroying the airfield now will be much harder, but we'll soldier on. The 305th plows through a barrage of flak, and it's a near miss on rolls of 1 and 7, modified to 0 and 6 for B-17 durability. The 305th will be attacking with the +4 modifier, 2 for the target and 2 for the M30s. The group salvos her bomb load. And it's a precision strike from the 305th. All 3 bombs hit for the maximum 6 points of damage. 4 points from 2 modified 10s and 2 points from a modified 13. The 97th group is up next, and will have to do at least 5 points of damage to destroy the airfield. First, the group weathers a flak barrage, and the 97th makes it through undamaged on a 1 and 6, modified to 0 and 5 for B-17 durability. The 97th will bomb with a +1. We add 2 for the target and 2 for the M30s for an overall +5 modifier. The 97th calls bombs away. And it's another precision strike. All 3 bombs hit for maximum damage. 1 bomb on a modified 15 and 2 bombs on modified 14s for a total of 6 hits. With 14 points of damage, the airfield is destroyed. We're awarded 4 victory points, and we move the bandits' disrupted counter up 4 spaces to 5. This allows us to remove another Luftwaffe squadron from the map, so we'll remove the one that's in the same hex our groups are located in, Hex 12. The destroyed airfield is removed, and we draw another airfield target to take its place. Our victorious groups turn for home, and we draw an event card. We draw bonus SO points. We gain 4 more SO points since we destroyed the target. We now have a total of 8 SO points. The groups return over the North Sea and finally make it home safely. And we move the calendar to week 2. Our missions today bore much fruit, as we were able to remove 2 Luftwaffe squadrons from the map, though not exactly how we had planned. Regardless, this week was indeed a good one. None of our groups took any damage from flak or the Luftwaffe, and we caused much damage in return. The 305th has come a long way in a month. Their bombing has improved significantly, and apparently they have a few decent gunners as well. They received 3 experience points. The 93rd and 97th also received 2 experience points. We've destroyed 7 out of the 10 airfield points required for the campaign, and we now have a total of 15 victory points. That does it for the first week of September, and we definitely gave the Luftwaffe a black eye. Next week, we'll attempt to finish off Airfield 14 and most likely go after another secondary mission oil facility. With a decent number of SO points to play with, we'll be buying bombs and possibly another group. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk again soon.